What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with a super exciting Destiny 2 Forsaken video. We're going to break down how to get the ENDER exotic bow in the Forsaken expansion. So this does stem from an exotic quest of sorts, but it's really a series of exotic missions, so kind of similar to what we've seen for things in the past, maybe Whisper of the Worm, but in a different format where you actually end up revisiting the mission. There are a couple of different missions that you'll actually do in order to get the ENDER bow, but as a quick heads up right now, it is a somewhat challenging quest to do, especially if you're below around about 570, because there will be some content which is actually at 590, and obviously that's pretty tanky stuff. But we are going to break down the new bow and how you acquire it in the expansion, so if you guys do enjoy the video, a like below is very much appreciated. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe to see a lot more D2 content, but for now, let's jump straight into it. So starting out, take a quick look at the bow. It does have the exotic bonus Queen's Wrath. While aiming down sights and fully drawn, enemies behind walls are highlighted, so that's pretty interesting. It also has anti-taken fletching, specialized to fight taken targets, which increases the accuracy. You do also have high tension string right there, and you've got broadhead, piercing arrowhead that damages the target on entry and exit. One shot can overpenetrate multiple targets. Now, if you take a look at this bow in action, there's just a little bit of gameplay that I recorded very briefly after picking it up, but you can see that you can get that kind of holographic effect through walls, so you can track enemies. You do have to actually draw the bow for this effect to happen, but obviously that's really cool stuff. Also, another quick heads up, you can destroy some of the taken crystals around Dreaming City using this bow and actually receive loot drops when you kill them, so that's pretty interesting as well. But how do you acquire the ENDER? Well, firstly, you will have to complete the mission, the Shattered Throne. This is the new secret mission hidden under the Confluence below the Blind Well. So you go to the Confluence area. I will link a video down below with a full guide to this mission, but essentially you're going to have to go through this mission. Like I said, some of this is pretty tough. You do have enemies at 590 power, and about halfway through the mission, for the first time, you'll bump into this statue of Ido, of course, the famous character that actually owned the ENDER bow. When you get to this statue, you will be able to interact with it, and it will actually take the Awoken Talisman, the balanced one that we've been keeping, out of your inventory. After this, essentially, you can carry on through the mission and complete it. Like I said, I will link a video down below with a guide to how to complete this mission, because some of it is pretty challenging. Once you've completed the entire mission though, you won't actually see anything on your map, you won't have any prompts from the director. What you'll need to do is actually head to the Tangled Shore, to the Four-Horned Gulch area, and here you'll find a mission very similar to the first one. So of course it's a hidden mission, it isn't shown on the map until you're in the area, but then you can go ahead and start this one up. This is nowhere near as difficult as the one inside of Shattered Throne. It is still, somewhat challenging, but with a good team, you'll get through it relatively easily. Now when you complete this, you'll actually be given 3 tokens. So you'll have the Dreaming Token of Erivix, the Token of Quirum, and the Token of Zavath. These are enemies you'll actually have to spawn and kill back inside of the Shattered Throne mission. So you're actually going to be going back into that mission, and this time it gets even more fun. So once you're inside of this mission, in the very first area, there will actually be a relic that you'll need to put into a statue that looks like it should be holding a relic. That's a weird description, but there will be a bunch of statues around the area that you'll see throughout this mission, and you can actually see them holding an orb. Some of them will come without an orb though, and in those instances, you do have to essentially fill that orb. So in the first section of the mission, at this very tall building right here on the left-hand side, in the roof, there will be one of the relics you need to pick up. You can take this over to the other tall roof opposite, so you just follow the route you can see on screen right here, and you can actually interact with the statue and deposit this orb into the statue right here. Once this happens, a boss is going to spawn. You'll have to actually defeat this boss. There'll be 2 bosses for the first instance. One of them is kind of like a trick boss, but once you take that first boss down, that'll actually be one of the token kills that you need completed. Then you'll need to complete this first section of the mission as you normally would. So you carry on through all of that, and you move on to the next area where there is another relic you'll need, and this is in the kind of scaffolding area where you get a bunch of ogres spawning. So on the right hand side as you come in, there will be 2 spawn locations for relics. What I recommend that you do is actually kill a bunch of the ogres, so move out to the left, kill a bunch of the ogres. Once they're down, you can have someone head back, grab the orb, and then the statue that you need to put it into will be on the right-hand side over here. This one won't immediately spawn a boss. It's actually going to do something a little bit different. So you'll actually need 2 different relics to get the next boss to spawn. So once you've done this one in this room, you can safely carry on and you'll get to the thrall room where you are actually kind of inhibited and aren't able to jump around and stuff like that. There will be another relic either on the left or the right hand side here. You grab that and you'll need to work as a team here for sure because you don't want to wipe and lose this relic. This can be quite buggy and sometimes you'll have to restart the mission. But what you need to do is work with the team to get it all the way to the other end of the thrall room. Then you can jump through the kind of gap right here and down on the right hand side you'll find another statue that you can deposit this relic into. So now you've put these 2 relics in, it will actually spawn a boss in the room up ahead on the other side of the bridge. This doesn't normally open. You'd normally go to the right hand side in the jumping puzzle and carry on through the mission. But you'll head in here and you'll have the boss that you need to kill. You just jump on the middle plate right here with the taken stuff. I actually died and then ended up getting locked out because my teammates couldn't pick me up. But it still counted this particular token for me, which is good. So that is the second token kill that you need. The final one that you'll need is actually in the room with the ogre who is shielded that you have to pick up the different buffs from the wizards in order to take the shield down and do damage to. Now what's going to happen in here is essentially you repeat the normal mechanics. Once again, those mechanics will be in my previous video, which is linked in the description. And once you've been around all of the wizards, got the buffs that you need to actually take his shield off, as soon as his shield comes down, you'll have a taken minotaur at the back of the room, and right here you'll see yet another relic. So you grab this one, head to the right hand side from the back where you've just picked it up, or of course the left hand side from the front of the room, and there is another statue that you can deposit this one into. You do that, another boss will spawn inside of this room, so this is while the ogre and the rest of the wizards are all going crazy, so it gets a bit intense, but you kill this boss, you'll get that token completed, then you actually need to defeat the ogre in this room as you normally would. Once you've done that, you can progress into the next section where you do have the Ido statue. And if you go and interact with this statue, there you have it. You now have the Wish Ender bow. So this is a pretty awesome one. Like I said, I will try and cover this in some gameplay, but it's a really unique weapon. You can see that exotic perk going off. What I'm going to do is actually post full gameplay here of the 3 encounters so you can see the 3 areas and how we spawn the bosses and get those tokens completed so that you can get the Wish Ender bow. Once again, if you want a breakdown of the throne mission in general, I'm going to link that video in the description because there's quite a bit to actually take in there as well, especially if you're a lower level. But for now, guys, that is going to summarize the video. So I hope it has been useful. Really awesome to have our hands on the Wish Ender right here. If you have enjoyed this video, a like below is very much appreciated. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe to see a lot more D2 content. For now though, I hope you guys have fun grabbing all of this new exotic loot in Forsaken, and for now I will catch you very soon.
Reality is the finest flesh, O mercy.